Hello and welcome to the White Rabbit YouTube channel. I'm happy to say that the internet problem has been solved, so I don't expect to be cut off at all this time. All right, so to start things off, this is the episode to review the previous episode titled Echoes of Giants, Yap's Stone Currency Mystery. Anyway, all right, so I also want to remind you that if you want to ask me any kind of conspiracy theory related question, I got a comment just now. Let's the conspiracy begin. Thank you. All right, let's go. All right, so if you want to ask me any kind of conspiracy question, go ahead. And if you can't think of anything, you can just type some random object or a place and I'll tell you a story about something. But to start things off, I'm going to review the previous episode, Yap Stone Money, which are called Ray Stones, RAI. And then I'll go over the comments, talk about upcoming episodes, and a few other things. So Yap is 400 kilometers away from Palau. So Yap is like this giant and this stone and this pyramid and this giant is Palau over here. It looks pretty close on the map, but they're 400 kilometers apart. And according to the mainstream narrative, the Yapese people they went over the ocean 400 kilometers away to Palau's Rock Islands, and they would how they would mine the stones is they would build a big fire and then they would throw water on the fire and they would crack the rocks, and that's how they did it. Don't ask me how they got the perfect circles, and they're not all perfect circles, but there are perfect circles. And anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. And then the giants around the Pacific, the remnants of the Mu giants. So the stone pass, the platforms were built by the giants on Yap, and then oral traditions say so. And then in my episode, I mentioned that the most ancient ray stones were potentially made by the giants, similar to the Nan Madol giants that constructed the city. But I got a comment that goes against that, but we'll get to that a little later. And then, so I say that they copied the giants by going to Palau to make the ray stones, but mainstream history says there were no giants and then they just did it on their own. And then I got confirmation from a Yapese commenter saying that they have legends and oral histories of giants coming to the island when the Yapese are already there and teaching them black magic and stuff like that. So that confirms part of my story, but we'll get to that later. So I assume everybody has seen the episode. Oh yeah, of course, the Mu giants. So we have giants all over the Pacific and here. I'm not going to point them all out because anyway. So there are giants in the Caroline Islands, Palau, Fiji, Tonga, Tuvalu, Hawaii, Easter Island, Samoa, Tuvalu, Cook Islands, and Fais. Fais is Fais. And I did not know about those giants until I was researching this episode. And yeah, I was going to go into it and I didn't. And basically, it's just two giant brothers on the island as well. There was not a lot of information on those ones. Anyway, I didn't even know that island existed, and now I do. So check it out for yourself if you're interested.